Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the word de and using it with our definite articles. So the word de means of or from in French. And our definite articles, which we've already seen, are le, la, les, and l'apostrophe. All of these mean the. So if we want to say of the or from the in French, we need to use these two words in a row, de, followed by one of our definite articles. Sometimes when we do this, the de and the definite article will combine to make a new word. Let me show you what I mean. In our first example, we have de and le. De plus le combine to make a new word, du. So if I'm talking about something masculine, and I want to say of the or from the, I would use du. Here's an example. If I want to say, this is the book of the dad. The dad's book. In French, we don't have apostrophe S to express possessions. We can't say Sarah's book, Jessica's book, the cat's book, the dad's book. We have to say the book of the dad. Okay? So if I want to say, it's the book of the dad, I'll say c'est le livre du père. It's the book of the dad. Dad, père, is masculine, so we use de plus le, our masculine definite article, which gives us du. Our next example here is de plus les. De plus les. So de plus our definite article that goes along with things that are plural. And that gives us a new word, des. Des. So if I wanted to say it's the book of the children, it's the children's book, I would say c'est le livre des enfants. It's the book of the children. It's the children's book. These are the only two, du and des, that create a new word here. Our other two do not create a new word. So those are the only two new words you need to remember. If we're talking about something that's feminine, we'll use de la, and there's no change. So it just gives you de la. So if I want to say it's the book of the mother, it's the mother's book, it's the book of the mother, I would say c'est le livre de la mère. It's the book of the mother. It's the mother's book. Okay? And then our last one is de plus l'apostrophe. Now remember, we use l'apostrophe in front of singular nouns that begin with a vowel. You'll see here that de followed by l'apostrophe doesn't create a change. So we have same old thing, de l'apostrophe. So if I want to say it's the book of the uncle, I'll say c'est le livre de l'oncle. It's the uncle's book. So c'est le livre de l'oncle. It is the book of the uncle, which begins with a vowel. So let's practice these a little bit. Pratiquons. Let's practice. If I want to say, it's the notebook of the brother. It's the brother's notebook. How will I do that? I want to use de, of, and I want to say the, which for brother, which is masculine, would be le. So what does de plus le equal? It's a new word. It's du. So it's the notebook of the brother, c'est le cahier du frère. Du frère. And that's one of our new words. What about this next one right here? It's the notebook of the sisters. Of is de. The for sisters, since they're plural, would be les, plural. What is de plus les? Do you remember? It's des. D-E-S. So I would get c'est le cahier des sœurs. It's the notebook of the sisters. It's the sister's notebook. How about this one? I want to say it's the notebook of the aunt. It's the aunt's notebook. So we'll say c'est le cahier. We're going to use de, of, la, the, because tante is feminine, aunt. So what is de plus la? Is there a change? Nope, there is no change. De can be followed by la. Doesn't make a new word. So we'll just say, c'est le cahier de la tante. And then the last one, we want to say, it's the notebook of the uncle. Remember, uncle, oncle, begins with a vowel. So it's the notebook of the uncle. Does de plus L apostrophe create a change? No, it does not. So, c'est le cahier de l'oncle. It's the uncle's notebook. So there is one special exception when we're talking about using de plus our definite articles, and that is when we are talking about coming from a country. When we want to say from a country in French, our countries always have a definite article that's associated with them. So an example of a masculine country would be le Canada. Le Canada. We don't just say Canada in French, we say le Canada or the Canada. I know it sounds funny in English, but it's the way they say it in French. So our same rule applies. Here, de plus le, if I want to say from Canada, or technically from the Canada, if you want to think about it that way, we'll say du Canada. Du Canada. And feminine, however, there's a little bit of a difference. De plus la usually makes de la, but when we're talking about coming from a country, like la France, one of our feminine countries in French, we drop the la. So we just say de France, from France. Now, with a country that begins with a vowel, like l'Angleterre, or England, you'll notice that we don't keep the L apostrophe. So normally, de plus L apostrophe would stay the same, de followed by L apostrophe, but similarly to France above, we drop the definite article and we just use D apostrophe. Are you following me? So we've got d'Angleterre. That's how you would say from England. D'Angleterre. And then finally we have plural countries. There aren't very many of them, but the United States is one of them. Les États-Unis. The United States. More than one state that is united. So this is a plural country. We use les to describe it. So de plus les equals des. So we use this rule here as well. Des États-Unis means from the United States. So let's practice this special rule that goes along with saying from a country. If I'm going to say, I come from Mexico, like our first example right here, I would say, je viens, and then Mexico is masculine. So we would say, le Mexique. How are we going to say from Mexico? De plus le makes du. So I'll say, je viens du Mexique. I come from Mexico. For the next one down, I'm going to say that I come from China. China is feminine. La Chine. So remember our special rule. Normally, de plus la makes de la. But when we're talking about countries, we drop the la. So if I want to say I come from China, I say, je viens de Chine. De Chine. Our third one down, here's an example of what we do when a country begins with a vowel. We have l'Italie. L'Italie is a feminine country, but it doesn't much matter because it begins with a vowel. So remember that our special rule here, where de plus L apostrophe normally just stays de followed by L apostrophe, we drop the L apostrophe when we're talking about countries and just turn it into D apostrophe. Je viens d'Italie. Je viens d'Italie. I come from Italy. And the last one here is an example of our plural countries. Les Îles Marshall. Les Îles Marshall, it's a plural name of a country. The Marshall Islands are plural because there's more than one island. So if I want to say I come from the Marshall Islands, I would say je viens des. De plus les equals des. Je viens des Îles Marshall. Des Îles Marshall. So hopefully today's video has helped you to understand how de combines to work with the definite articles that we've learned in previous lessons, and also to understand the special rule that goes along with saying that you are from a country or that someone or something is from a country using de. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know.